2023. It is late. Peter Obi can't win now, says Reverend Okoti. He gives reasons. Well, welcome to the news. It's the reason from the spiritual realm or from calculation based on how the voting pattern has been in this country. Well, let's listen to the news. The founder and general overseer of Household of God Church, Pastor Chris Okoti, has stated that it is already late for the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, to win the forthcoming presidential election. Speaking to BBC Pidgin in an exclusive interview regarding the chances of the former Anambra State governor, Okoti said there is no structure in place at the moment for Obi to think about winning. According to him, despite the fact that a lot of young people are backing Peter Obi to win the election, there is nothing that can change. It gladdens me that young people in Nigeria are beginning to take their destiny on their own hands, but it is too late at this time. The young people that are making noise on social media, how many people are on social media? Practically nothing can change. Now, perhaps in a few years to come, something might happen. When they talk about structure, is it physical structure, talking about who the representatives will be in each of the local government, the state level, or even maybe the ward level? If that is the definition of structure, I'm sure there are so many youths, so many young ones, and even adults that are ready to volunteer to stand in for Labour Party candidate. The thing for me on the election is the awareness. How many of the voters will vividly remember the logo of political parties? The thing for me is maybe going forward, or even if it is possible in this election coming in 2023, if the pictures of the candidates will be on the ballot paper. Well, maybe that will aid those who want to make their choices. Okowa and his Atiku is losing control in the system of politics. Obi is 100% ahead of both of them, both APC candidate and every other candidate. Even this one too, talking about politics, it should face the pulpit. These are things we don't say in public. If Mr. Peter Obi says he's going to win, I congratulate Peter Obi in advance. Pastor Chris, please leave politicians, let them face their own election. The case of the just concluded presidential election in Kenya is a typical example where a party without structures won against the big political parties. It is only God that could have done that, and He can do same in Nigeria come February next year, because God will shock all our enemies. Because Obi didn't come to your church, is that why you are not showing support to him? It is never late. We will all continue and forge across to make sure that we cross all the bridges, because no man is God. This movement is not just a sudden movement. The hand of God is behind it. Can't this so-called man of God mind the pulpit and continue to pray for our country and leave politicians alone? That is the truth about this 2023 election. Peter Obi is a good man, but lack of Labour Party structures will deny him of winning. Past the consideration of structures, I will want to appeal to this highly reverend gentleman to employ his erudity and avail ordinary people like me the meaning of structures and how they are more important than the votes. Oga, go and sleep. We are all obedient. This one isn't prophecy. He said what he thinks will happen. So let's work towards it and make sure we are ready to represent our candidate. Pastor, it will have paved way you well had it been you face what God has called you to do. I don't want people to be saying things out of the blues. The structure that all of us believe in has failed us. Let us see how this will work out. Many things have started changing. Glad you saw the youth on social media. You will definitely see them on ground. Be ready for your next president in Obi. Leave all those Yahoo boys. Even Obi knows he can't win an election. This man self, at times I wonder why he is a pastor. I love Peter Obi. As for him, my family, Obi that we know. But at the same time, should Labour Party strategies not look into certain areas of concerns? For instance, many of the electorates don't use Androids. They don't watch TV. They should work on sensitization of the grand gain. Labour Party in areas where a higher percentage don't know them, and especially at rural communities. What are they talking about with these structures? Structures has failed this nation. Let us even work with this structureless party. Are we still using structure as a reason to corroborate your argument? Unfortunately, we are further straight now, Reverend. Reverend, we have had you, the party will work on this. Even Kokote is not in the land of the living as far as Nigeria is concerned. Things have changed. Peter Obi and Dati Abumed for 2023. Miracle can happen. However, 99% of Nigerians cannot afford to buy Android and smartphones because they are only thinking of their daily needs. Can Obi mobilize Nigerians who cannot feed themselves? Mobilization of the grassroots is very expensive. How many of the youths on social media can pay the transport fare of the hungry voters, not to talk of donating money for mobilization of the illiterate voters? Is there anything, Reverend Okote, is there anything impossible for God to do? Absolutely nothing. Is there any structure stronger than the mass movement you see today? You were once a musician before your calling, and the same God that calls you has also called Obi to be next president come 2023. Well, what is your own opinion and view about this? Will structure be an hindrance to Peter Obi presidential ambition? What is your own take? Kindly make it known as you put out your comment on my channel. Thank you as you love, share, and subscribe. See you very soon.